How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 called Alma, Missouri. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to Alma, Missouri. This map is based on the small, beautiful town of Alma in the state of Missouri, U.S. The vast majority of buildings, residential and commercial, on the main street are modeled after real buildings found in the city, as well as traffic signs. On the map, you will find the following: 3 prepared farms, the main one that belongs to you at the start, and 2 that, in order to use it, you have to buy land first. Main farm with starting vehicles and equipment will have cow barn, horse stables, sheep/goat, chicken coop, and 3 fields. 42 farmlands, 37 fields from small to big, 5 fields with grass mission. 1 small forestry site, BGA that will not produce electricity, but will produce methane that will be able to collect and sell at the local gas station where a methane sell point is placed. Traffic, pedestrians, Missouri license plates, train that will take your goods to Marshall train sell point. Productions available: sawmill, dairy, tailor shop, pizzeria, kitchen productions, popcorn factory, corn dryer that will dry your corn into dry corn, which you will be able to sell or send to the grain mill to produce fine corn flour, and which you will be able to you'll also be able to sell or use it in a local bakery. To dry the corn, you will need propane gas, which you can buy at gas station. Grain mill, bakery with 3 new products: cornbread, sweet cornbread, and apple pie. Placeable greenhouse with new fruits: pumpkins, pear, plum, apple, orange, and lemon. Added 2 liquid trailers for transport methane and propane. Selling stations are: grain sell point, supermarket will take your food productions, hardware store will take your other productions, methane sell point, bale sell point, train sell point. Additional items on the map include working car washing station in the town. There are mods required for this map, and they are the Workshop by Celobuki. This map was created by Celobuki and is 609.11 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out down in the southeast corner of the map on our main starting farm. We start out owning, let's go ahead and do this and go to farmlands. Farmlands number 1, 8, and 39. 1 is your main starting farm plus a cornfield that is in the growing stage. We also have field 8, which is a wheat field that is ready to harvest, and 39 is a grass field that is ready to harvest. Let's go back here, turn these back on. Field prices do vary, but for the most part, they're actually not that bad considering the sizes that we're dealing with here. Let's start out with some of the smaller ones here first. We've got 21 here for $66,000. We've got this one here for $85,000. A little bit bigger at 114, a little bit bigger than that still at 222, even bigger than that, 559, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. 106 acres for this plot, $900,000. I don't think that's too bad personally. I think that's pretty good. Down here, a really, really big one, 109 for 1.3 million, and so on and so forth. We got a whole lot of options on this map. Now you can purchase all areas of the map. You can see here in town, you get this whole big chunk here that's kind of considered your periphery, and then all the other portions around the map are purchasable. And if I go to farmlands, you can kind of see that even these kind of outer periphery areas, they're just being absorbed into other fields as well. Like this one here, you can see how it just captures this map edge as well. So pretty much everything is purchasable on this map. If we take a look, we do start out with animal pastures. We have a chicken pasture, cow barn, sheep, and horses. There are contracts available, and you're going to get some monster contracts out of this particular map. You can see a $40,000 baling contract right off the bat here. I mean, that's pretty good, but it is a big field, so it's going to take a little bit of time. We have no productions to start out with, and there are collectibles on this map, 25 of them to be precise. You can see that in the bottom right hand corner there. We take a look at mods specific to this map. Starting out on the Buy menu, going down to the Mods and DLCs tab, you'll see a tab here with Alma, Missouri listed, and those are the liquid tankers that will take not only all the base game products in liquid form, but it'll also take methane as well as propane. That's the first two images you see at the bottom of the screen there. You got propane with the white tank and methane with the blue tank. So let's take a look at our build menu. Under the buildings tab, starting out and scrolling all the way down to the bottom, you will see this one here is the workshop. This is the mod that is required for this map, but going one up, you'll see Garage Alma, Missouri mod. That is a mod specific to this map, so it comes with the map itself. Under silos, we do have some more here. We have the Alma, Missouri mod, as you can see down there. Nothing under silo extensions, constructibles, containers, tools, but under farmhouses, we scroll all the way down, you will see a couple of the Alma, Missouri mods that are specific to this map right here. Going to the next one, checking out the productions tab. Scrolling all the way down to the bottom, you'll see, there we go, Alma, Missouri. We do have mods that are specific to this map here. And then nothing for sell points, but under greenhouses, scrolling again all the way to the bottom, you'll see the large glass greenhouse, Alma, Missouri, and this is the one that will produce your apples, oranges, lemons, pears, or I think it was pumpkins and something else. I can't remember what that last one is. Was it grapes maybe? No. You know what? Where is it in the... Okay, so it'll produce pumpkins, pears, plums, apples, oranges, and lemons. Those are the ones that will be produced with this greenhouse. Let's go back to this tab here. And then there is nothing under cultivation nor generators. Taking a look at the animals. We do have several, we do have one at least under cows. You can see the Alma, Missouri cow barn here. We do have one for horses. Scrolling all the way down. Whoops. Let's get back into horses, and right there we have one for pigs right here. We have one for sheep right here. We have one for chickens right there, but nothing for bees or others. Taking a look under the decorations tab, there is nothing under this one, nothing under fences, lights, others, or decorations. And then lastly, under the landscaping tab, here under painting, we get a whole bunch. I mean, that's a ton of painting swatches that we have available to us. That's awesome. Nothing for trees or plants. Now, before I get going on the rest of this tour, I'm going to run to the shop and I'm going to grab myself a vehicle to get around this map a little bit faster, because the route that is available, if I had to take this by tractor, it's going to take a very, very, very long time to get through this map tour. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a much faster vehicle. So stick with me for just 1 second. For me, it'll be a few seconds. For you, it'll be the blink of an eye. Hey there, everybody. One thing I forgot to do before I kind of skipped along here is I forgot to list out all the vehicles that you start out with here on New Farmer Mode. So let's go ahead and do that just really quickly. So what we have to start out with is the Anderson Group RBM 2000. That's the bale trailer. We got the Case IH Puma 260 CVX drive. We got the Ferguson PF 2.24 Plus forage mixer. We've got the Flegel Ruby 2000. That's the shovel, but with the beet cutter in it. We got the John Deere 3650, John Deere 8R370, John Deere C16F. That is the corn and sunflower header. John Deere C441R baler. We got the John Deere HD45X, the regular grain header. The John Deere Pickup 900. So we got two of those, and those are just weights. We've got the John Deere S7900 harvester. We got the Crampy Ram Body AS750 Plus trailer. Got the Vernland Optima RS seeder. Got the Kochar HDS 918-4M. It's a sprayer, power washer. There we go. We got two of those. The Kocherling Ultima 800. That is another seeder. I got the hiccups now. Nardi N6045 header trailer. We got the Quickie Q6M front end loader, the Semaz KDD941STH, that's the fold out mower. We got the Semaz KDF341S front mower, the Semaz P8890 tedder. Got the Semaz Z2 840H windrower, the 10-winkle top 450 weight, and that is it. So just wanted to go over these really quickly, and now let's go back to the original recording. All right, and I am back. So let's go ahead and check out the main starting farm. Right here we have a sleep trigger, and then around the back side of this building, whoops, there we go, wardrobe trigger right here. Right behind here, we have a chicken pasture with 90 chickens to start out with. We have 308 chickens that could be housed here. So quite a big allotment of chickens for this particular pasture. I like it. Feed goes here and eggs pop out there. We've got this massive silo system right here with the input and output directly in front of me. Just going to keep on trucking through. This building way off into the distance looks like the embodiment of Christmas. I love it. Open this door. We have a repair trigger tucked away in the back right over here. You can see there's the marker for it right there. We have a bunker silo for your chaff and whatnot right there. Right next to that is the horse pasture. We got to get onto the other side of this fence here to see how many we have and how many we have room for. So right over here, we start out with 5 horses. We have room for 16 of them. We have our feed input right here, and I believe you can put in your straw. I believe you can blow it in just right into here, if I'm not mistaken. We have a water point right there. We have our sheep barn right here. Our wool and milk for our goats will spawn right here. Our feed goes here, and open this gate. We start out with 90 sheep and goats, and we have room for 171 of them. Over here, we have our cow barn. Now, actually, before we go diving in here, we have a manure heap along this side over here. Feed will go in here. Can also blow straw into here. And over here, we have our trigger for the cows. We start out with 60 cows. 173 of them could fit into this barn and pasture right here. Now, tucked down this hill on the backside, we have all the way down here the output for the slurry. So that is really cool. That's one of the coolest features on this map, in my opinion, is the kind of tucked off the beaten path output for your slurry for the cow barn here. And then at this door right here at the very end, that is your milk trigger. You can see it just coming into view right there. And that's pretty much it here on the starting farm. We got a bit of storage right over here in this building. Man, I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm really pumped that this map is finally here. It's here, it's here, it's finally here. Let's go ahead and get back into the vehicle, get turned around. And now, the whole reason I got this thing, because we need to start going really far distances. And trust me, at 30 miles an hour, which I think is the fastest vehicle that we have on hand, it would have taken quite some time. But going at 70, 80, 90, or even 100 miles an hour, it's not going to take anywhere near as long. So we're just going to keep on going to the north on the far east road over here. And coming up, over here we have the biogas plant. We'll start slowing down right here. Perfect. So, you can purchase the biogas plant for $500,000, which isn't too bad. Solid input here, liquid input here. We have our digestate output right here. And then over on this end is another trigger. This is the methane output. So if we take a look at our production sites, so we have the biogas plant. You can see all this stuff is your outputs and inputs. So we can put in manure, silage, slurry, and sugar beets cut. And we get methane and digestate as our outputs. So it's one of those where the methane is one of those where you can actually get the product out. And to be able to get it out, you need to have one of these trailers or another modded trailer that will accept the methane. As you can see, the blue bottle right down at the bottom corner there, to be able to transport and sell it. So let's go ahead and hop back in the car and head up to our next point of interest. Just down the road, just a little ways. Over the railroad tracks, right there. Whee! All right. Right about here. Let's take a look at the map. So we started down here on our main starting farm. Let's go ahead and, no, let's go ahead and keep that up. We then came out up around this side of the map where we saw the biogas plant, and then over to here. Now, if we purchase farmland number 10 for $411,420, we will now see all these pop-ups come up. We have a sleep trigger for this farm. This is going to be farm number 2. Sleep trigger right there. And a, whoops, I'm stuck. Wardrobe trigger on the back side over here. Over here, directly in front of me, is a silo. And then in this barn, right over here, this is the pig barn. You can see we have some pigs running around in there. We have a slurry output right here. Feed input right here. And we start out with 20 pigs. We have room for 203 of them. So quite a bit of space on a lot of these barns and pastures on this map. And what I very much love is the upgrades to the buildings and the storage. If I remember correctly, these buildings were decorative on the secondary farm for 22. No longer the case. They are now functional buildings that you can utilize, and makes these secondary and tertiary farms something that is, you know, worth investing in. You're not going to have to destroy the deco in order to rebuild it with something that's actually functional. So now we are going to run from that farm, and we are going to head along directly east from there to catch the next points of interest. Now this is just wow. As we continue on down the road, you can just see the nice little mounding of the hills there. You got the fields to the north, you got fields to the south. Oh, it is so good to be back here in Alma, Missouri. Let's go ahead and pass the traffic. All right, now coming up here to my right is our next production point. This is the sawmill. You can purchase the sawmill right over here for $150,000. We have our wood chip output here. We got our various other outputs under the canopy here, and our input right here with a wood cell trigger right there. Now if we take a look at the productions yet again, we can see the sawmill right there, and it's just going to make our planks long, and our wood beams. And we're going to have, you know, our wood in, our products out, as well as our wood chips as a byproduct. So this isn't a sawmill that's going to produce all 4 of the sawmill productions. It's going to leave out the prefab walls. Now over here on the almost no, yeah, pretty much the whole northwest corner of this map here. We have the, this was called the Grain Elevator Museum. This is one of the constructibles. You'll probably recognize this from Riverbend Springs, base game Giants map. This is one where you bring the products over to it, and it slowly over time builds up the model here and makes it to where it's a new functional building. So we'll go ahead and leave there. Now, just stop real quick and take in that. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Let's hop back in and continue the tour. There we go. Just get around the traffic. Oh, we're starting to get some slow traffic. All right, so coming up here is our next point of interest. Over here, this is the ketchup production. So you can purchase the ketchup production right over here for $150,000. And we have our input here and output right over here. And you can see the actual ketchup production right here where you take tomatoes and water and you make ketchup. Now hopping back in. Just got to go right to the back side of this building, actually. Not too terribly far. Right here, we have the popcorn production. You can purchase it right over here for $240,000. Output here, input here. And again, if we take a look at the popcorn production, you can see we can make buttered popcorn and just regular popcorn. But you need dried corn, so that's a production point all in of its own, and you need butter for this one and just nothing else for this one. So you can make your buttered popcorn and your regular popcorn. Very nice. Very, very cool. And now, yet again, we need to just go one building over. Right to here. Now, over here, that sell point right there, that is the methane selling station sell point. We have our gas station right here, and we have our propane station. Both of these two are buy points. This is a sell point. And that propane will come in handy later when we discuss, oops, took out that sign, when we discuss the later production point for the corn dryer. Now, tucked around the backside of this building is the animal dealer. Now, you can come to this location, purchase your animals directly from this icon right here, or you can purchase them from any other icon similar to this one all around your map at your pens and pastures. If you utilize this icon, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them for you to whatever location you have on your map for your pens and pastures. Now, to kind of show, it adds up pretty quickly. An adult cow, for instance, will cost you an additional $100 per adult cow. You can see down the bottom right-hand corner there. So for every single cow, it's going to cost you that $100 delivery fee. It's going to be different for each animal and each of the growth stages that they're in. But you can see if we were to purchase 113 of them, it would cost us an extra $11,300. And that doesn't even that does fill up the entirety of the rest of the barn. So it adds up pretty quickly. Now, if you want to save that money, bring an animal trailer to this location, whether it's leased, purchased, it doesn't matter. Bring it over here and load directly into the animal trailer by parking into this little square box here, the hazard box here, and then again clicking on the animal dialog, and you'll be able to load into the trailer rather than it sending it directly to the pen and pasture you have on the map. Directly in front of me is the bale sale point. And we're going to pop out here. Whoa, that's a train. Speed gets going pretty decent on this thing, but the brakes do not work that well. Let's go ahead and go around. There we go. Directly in front of me, this is the grain sell point right here. Beyond that is the Grain West silo. So that is right there. That is the input for the silo. The output for the trailer is directly in front of me there, and the output for the train is right here. Now, I will say one thing, just taking a look at the map just really fast. So we were way over on this side of the map here at farm number 2. We then came around over to this direction here where we saw the sawmill and then the grain elevator museum. Down here, we saw the ketchup production, and then further down south, the popcorn production, the methane selling station, gas station, propane station, then the animal dealer, the bale sale point, and then over to here where we saw the grain sell point. And now if we take a look, whoops, over here, you can see the Grain West silo doesn't show up here. It just doesn't exist as an icon here on the map. But we do have the, whoops, rent train trigger just beyond it right here. So this is here, it does work, and you can see Grain West silo down the bottom right hand corner. It shows as the actual production, or not production, but as the actual train silo. It just, for some reason, it's not marked on the map. It's not the end of the world, not a big deal. It's just, that's the way it is. Now coming around this side, over here, this is the not popcorn, the corn drying station. You can purchase this for $100,000, and we have our output and input both right here on this trigger. You can see the output is just above you, input is down here in the graded slats. And if we take a look at the production itself, the popcorn, or no, I keep saying popcorn, the corn dryer. There we go. 1,000 liters of corn in, 50 liter of propane in for 1,000 liters of dried corn out. Now going down the street just a little ways, we have the grain mill. We can go over here and purchase the grain mill for $288,000. We have our output there and our input right over here. Again, taking a look at the grain mill, you can see we have our traditional flours that we can make, you know, from barley, from oats, from rice, sorghum, and wheat. Those are all fine and dandy. These two are new, though. We have our corn flour recipes, so we can put in corn here and get corn flour out. We can also have fine corn flour, where we can put in dried corn in and have fine corn flour out. So that is really, really nice. Couple of new outputs for that particular production point. Let's go ahead and head around the corner here. Making a right. Heading back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, easy. Heading back into town over here. Alright, so right here. Shop trigger. Heading further down. We're on the back side of the shop. Repair trigger right over here. And over here we have a production point. This is the bakery, and behind that is the dairy. So bakery, dairy, and I want to show off the triggers first because they're on the back side. The actual buy points are in the front. So the bakery output is here. Bakery input is here. Dairy output is right here, and dairy input is right here. Now the purchase points, like I mentioned, is around the front side, so let's go ahead and show those off. Bakery's right here. $150,000 to purchase the bakery. And around over here, the dairy is $210,000. If we take a look at the bakery itself, you can see we have some new outputs here. We have the apple pie. So flour, sugar, milk, eggs, butter, and apples makes you an apple pie. We're also used to seeing our bread recipes as well as our cake recipes. So that's all fine and dandy. And now we have dairy as well. So we got our buffalo milk with buffalo mozzarella, butters, cheeses, chocolate, goat's milk, goat cheese, and bottled milk. So all that seems pretty standard. Go grab the car yet again. So coming around this side, head around back. To my left, we have the supermarket sell point. To my right, we have the hardware store sell point. And again, just like the bakery and the dairy, we have two production points where the inputs and outputs are back here, and I'll show the actual buy points around the backside over there. So this is the pizzeria output and input. Output is right here, and the input is right here. The tailor shop right next door is right here, with the output right here, and the input just behind me right here. Now I'll hop back in, get turned around, and we'll show off the actual buy points, buy locations. Ay. Oh my goodness. I don't know why, it's just all of a sudden seems really touchy. Anyways, pizzeria right here can be purchased for $240,000, and the tailor shop up the stairs right there, $240,000. And again, if we take a look, pizzeria, we have one recipe here for flour, ketchup, and cheese. We can make our pizzas, and then for the tailor shop, fabric makes clothes. That's it. But you notice there's no spinnery here, so you have to put down a spinnery in order to put down and purchase the clothes production. And yeah, you're going to be gonna have to put in for that first. And then hopping back in, we're going to go show the last point of interest. This is the third and final farm here on Alma, Missouri. So we're going to go just outside of town here. It's so funny just to see all the little tweaks that have been done from 22 to 25. This being one of them. There's only one entrance into this farm now, and it's off this dirt road right here. So we're going to stop right here. So we were, let's see, I believe up here is where I last showed, where we saw the kind of grain silo west, the train silo system that's not appearing on the map. We then came down and saw the corn dryer, the grain mill, and we came around to the shop trigger, repair trigger, bakery, the dairy, came across the street where we saw the supermarket sell point, the hardware store sell point, the pizzeria, the tailor shop, and then came all the way down and around over to here. Farmland number 33 can be purchased for $507,834. We will do so. And now we have access to this farm and everything it holds. And again, the nice upgrades, being able to access the storage points, having storage points. I don't remember this farm having that much storage, if at all. Sleep trigger, and around the back, wardrobe trigger, right there. Again, we got a big storage barn right here. So if you want this to be your main farm as opposed to anything else, you can use this. There we go. Gate opens up. Nice storage. Really, really like it. And the last point of interest on this farm and on the map is the cow barn. Right over here, we start out with 60 cows, room for 330. Our milk trigger is right here. Our feed and straw can go in here. And I believe slurry is right there. That's it. That is everything here on FS25's Alma, Missouri. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I'm going to give this a 1. I'm kidding. No way. I can't even keep a straight face saying that. And I know you can't see my face right now. No, my face is just grinning from ear to ear. I am so happy that we've got this map back here on FS25. This is incredible. Wow. Alma, Missouri for FS22 was a 5 out of 5 map. This somehow, some way, I think just blew Alma, Missouri 22 out of the water. And I think it has a lot to do with the kind of graphical upgrades that we have available to us and just the kind of general landscape that's available on this version. The starting farm is superior, in my opinion, in every way, shape, and form. I love the white picket fence around the outer perimeter of the farm. I just absolutely adore this beautiful red house. This building here, meh, reminds me of Christmas. Nothing wrong with that. This massive silo system. This thing is just humongous. Love that. Horse barn. I mean, just everything about this farm just really screams. And what's nice about it's kind of a simple-esque layout, but not a simple layout as well. Now, the one thing I will say is kind of a loss for me is here on the starting farm, there was a lot of kind of decorations and stuff that kind of made it feel old and lived in. You had about over in this area here, some junked out cars and just some stuff just kind of piled up in the back. And it was nice. It was nice to have. But it's not the end of the world because this is just fantastic looking. I just love this map. And then you just go around and you just see all the rolling hills. The undulations are just incredible. The color palette is phenomenal. It's really toned down. There's a little bit of like quote unquote wildflowers here and there, but nowhere near the amount of colors and popping that really kind of catch you off guard. No, this map, this is something special. Celobuki, I don't know how you did it, but you outdid yourself. Yeah. That's all I can say. I mean, this is spectacular. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love how the bridges seem more uniformed than they were in the previous version in FS22. The bridges were, like each bridge was its own kind of unique thing, but these ones just kind of tie together, and I feel they just kind of bring the map together a little bit better, if that makes sense. Woo! And again, the farms outside of the main starting farm, having the storage capacities, having the buildings that just make the farm actually feel like there's something going on, like there's more than just the sleep trigger. Do we have... Yeah, we do. Look at this. We actually have a little barn storage here. Oh, is this... Okay. I saw the toolboxes here and was wondering, ooh, was there a repair trigger that I missed? But nope, no repair trigger that I missed. But no, I love it. I think this is fantastic. And again, it's such a quote-unquote simple layout without it being a simple layout. The main road is just a giant square. It's just a giant square. And it's simple in that regard. But what makes this map really nice is the kind of complexities when in regard to the roads that are not the main perimeter road. You've got these kind of interior roads from like this farm here that lead all the way to this field here. You got a similar style of road from this farm where you have to go in through this farmyard here to get to fields number 41, 34, 31, and 32. You got you might be able to access it from this northern road here, but I'm not 100% certain about that. But long story short, it's fantastic. I love that there's like all these cracks and like patchwork on the road network here. Yeah, just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I know I'm just repeating myself at this point, but I love it. I just absolutely love it. And I want to get right over here so I can finish this out with the Alma, Missouri sign. That little sign right there just makes you feel at home. There's something about it that just is comforting and inviting. Yeah. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Established in 1879 here, Alma, Missouri. Oh, it's back, baby. It's back. Let's go. I hope you enjoyed this map tour, though. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The shows you're engaged with the channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.